Thank you, Mr. Chair, and greetings to all the nominees today. I'll begin my questions by asking, as I do for all nominees that come before us, by asking about diversity in our federal courts, and specifically diversity amongst law clerks, for all the same reasons we value and are working to improve diversity of those who sit on the bench. And broadly diverse, right? I want to make sure we're inclusive of life experience and professional experience. It makes for a stronger judiciary. But when I speak specifically about clerks, it's because, as most of you know, a quality clerk experience is an opportunity for young lawyers to not just do some good learning on the job, but to receive some high quality mentorship. And often a quality clerkship experience is a first step towards a very successful career in top levels of the legal profession, whether it's in public service or in private practice. But too often, if history is any indicator, too often these opportunities are not equally available to people of color or to women, despite these young lawyers having equal qualifications for jobs as clerks and beyond. So I'd like to hear from each of you if you agree with my premise that diversity in all its forms helps strengthen the federal judiciary, number one. If you don't, give me your reasons. But if you do, then please share, if you're fortunate enough to be confirmed, what you might do proactively to advance diversity in your courtroom. And we'll start with Judge Austin.
Yes, Senator Padilla. I absolutely agree that diversity is important particularly in chambers. The diversity of ideas, thought, just thinking of things differently. My two law clerks are here with me today, and they're a lot younger than I am. So a lot of times their thoughts are, more in line with what's going on in the world today than maybe mine are. So just having conversations and being able to allow them to disagree with me. They have no problem overturning me in chambers, and I have no problem with that either. But I do also agree that having diverse candidates as clerks is important. I know it was important in my life. I got to clerk for a district judge, and from there, I know opportunities opened for me that probably would not have been open if I had not clerked for a judge. So I'm definitely committed to opening up that opportunity to minority clerks, diverse clerks in my chambers as well.
Thank you. Judge Becerra.
Thank you very much, Senator Padilla. I don't have a lot of regrets in my career, but one of them is that I never clerked. And I didn't even realize how important clerking was and how much it could shape your career until I was a judge and hired law clerks. I do think that diversity in all aspects is important in your chambers, because I do think that it enhances public confidence in the judiciary. I also think it's important to have diverse experiences. Just like Judge Austin, my clerks are younger and they have different perspectives and have different life experiences, which I always appreciate. And I also think it's important, not just with the law clerks. I have lots of interns. I have interns every semester. I have interns in the summer. The more people in chambers, I think, the better. I reflect that I think it's difficult to become something you've never seen. I, for example, in my entire career only appeared before a judge that was like me once, and that was in 25 years of law practice. So the more that as a chambers we can be out there touching the community and touching young lawyers, I think that's very important.
Thank you, Senator Padilla. I do agree that diversity in chambers and on the bench is important. I did clerk, and it was a springboard to a very successful career. And I certainly believe that my experience clerking not only opened doors for me, because it's impressive on your resume, there's no question, for law firms. And, your judge usually is able to, people take the call when the judge calls. So they're able to help you through your path. For me, I want to make sure that all different individuals from different backgrounds, and when I have a different background, I mean not just racial, socioeconomic, ethnicity, but also I like to see law clerks from different, with a business degree, with a philosophy degree, from a different law school, from a different state. All forms of diversity enrich my chambers, my practice, and also hopefully enriches the legal practice in our community, because now we've got these individuals with this background going into these hopefully very successful careers.
Senator Padilla, I completely agree with the prior comments in whole, and I would also add, during the last 12 years, I've been the general counsel and chief legal officer of a very large business that operates in 2 states, and I think that not only do I agree with everything that you said, Senator, I think that my own practice, what I've seen, we would hurt our company if we did not consider everything that you said. And I think, I hope that if people evaluated my last 12 years, they would say that I actually acted that way in the importance of diversity and giving everyone a fair shot, and not just racial diversity or national diversity, but all kinds of diversity. Let me add one last thing, which is I think that your comments not only apply to clerkships and interns, if I am so fortunate to be a judge, I think it also applies to receiverships, special masters. I think that I think the public doesn't, at least when I was in New York practicing as a prosecutor, judges have a tremendous amount of power to simply anoint someone and say, you're the head of the class. And I think that when you're thinking about the kinds of things that your question asks, I think that it applies to that as well. Thank you, Senator.
I totally agree. I am very supportive of diversity in the legal profession. I've given a lot of talks throughout the course of my professional career talking about the importance of diversity, diversity on the bench, and also, again, diversity in the legal profession. It is important to not only have the idea that you want to promote diversity, but to go out into the classrooms, to go out into the universities, and to go out into the law school specifically, to talk about the importance of diversity and also having those clerkships. I don't think, in my experience, the clerkship opportunities are promoted as much as they could possibly be among people who are diverse, and so that is something that I do make a point to do, to go out and work to really, sadly, sell the importance of clerkships. It is a wonderful experience. I too am the beneficiary of clerkships. Judge James Whittemore, and Judge Chris Altenburn. Those are now my lifelong mentors, and they really, have just given me so much in terms of my professional career, and I work to do the same thing. I try not to meddle too much into my law clerks' lives, but I just, I adore them, and I really want to see them be successful. And it's something that I think is unique to clerkships. And the only other thing I'd add is it's important to have those interns as well. Not only the law clerks, but you do need to have the interns so that they can groom their professional career, groom their experience in law school, and work to tailor it so that they can be competitive in getting a clerkship.
Senator, I also entirely agree with your premise. I think diversity of backgrounds and experiences makes, having folks from diverse backgrounds and experiences makes our institutions, including the judiciary, stronger. I think it enhances public confidence in the judiciary. And in terms of law clerks, I benefited from the opportunity to have a clerkship early in my career, and I saw how much that helped me, and I recognize how that can advance folks. I certainly feel, first, that diversity, background and experience among law clerks would be important and contribute in an extremely positive way to the work of chambers. I also think that outreach to students and schools that to ensure that we're getting the wide range of applicants from different backgrounds and experience would encourage diversity in that context with law clerks.
Thank you all very much.
Thank you,
Mr.
Senator
Chair.
Padilla.